Good afternoon. Welcome to UMFS Live. My name is Nate, and I'm the communications specialist here at UMFS. I am dialing in this week's guest, who you may know from a previous episode, which unfortunately didn't save, which is why we are very pleased and appreciative that she's joining us again today. We should have Sara B jumping on. There she is. Sara, I feel like this is deja vu all over again.
Deja vu. I'm going to interview you.
You're so kind to join us. For those of us who have been following the program, you know, Sara was our first guest for UMFS Live. This is something we've been doing now. This is really our 11th episode, and she was our very first guest to come on from the Child and Family Healing Center. And we're so grateful to you, and I'm so grateful that you're coming in for round two.
Yay!
So, Sara, let's just get started and tell us what is it your role is at CFHC.
I'm the Administrative Services Manager for Child and Family Healing Center. I help the mentors and the volunteers, and I help all the staff here. I've been here for 8 years, almost 8 years,
Yeah.
And I love it. It's like a huge family to me.
Well, and you always are such a great cheerleader for the program. I know you and I work together often, and you're always so kind to send updates from what these young people in the program are doing, which is always amazing. They're very creative, and you're so good at keeping us in the loop. And I know that you also do so much with the mentoring program. And I wonder, actually, if you can just tell us a little bit about the importance of mentors for the young people at CFHC.
Yes, that's one of my favorite parts of my job. It's really important for a kid to have like a safe adult here, to have that one-on-one time. And the mentors are extremely valuable for us. They're amazing people that help the kids with their journey here. And I love seeing that relationship build. So we're super grateful to them. And I especially during the pandemic too, just seeing these people take that time to come out here and wear a mask, be safely distanced from the kid, but still being able to like play soccer out on the field and play football, do arts and crafts and baking. And when the kids couldn't leave campus at the time, but still having those awesome activities to do with our kids. But it's super important for those kids to have that, you know, something other than therapy and having like a relationship that they still form after they discharge here. It's amazing.
Yeah, and you know, we have such a great network of volunteers and even donors and people who come in to support the youth at CFHC and really throughout UMFS. And I know that you just enjoy seeing all of those collaborations and all of that multiplying impact. So thank you for sharing some perspective of the mentorship program. I wonder if you can talk a little bit more about your feelings and the way it's impacted you working at CFHC.
It did. Like, I wanted to do more too. Like, it's made me want to volunteer. As soon as I got my foot in the door here almost 8 years ago, I wanted to become a volunteer as well. So I started tutoring first with the day school, and I helped with reading comprehension, and a child immediately ran up a tree, and I thought I had failed, but then realized that you just keep pursuing solutions, one of our core values. So which I love to wear heels, I wore flat shoes and just read to him while he ran up a tree. And then I started tutoring Encourage to Succeed, which I still do now. But my child, who I was with for 5 years, just graduated from college. And so I had that beautiful relationship with him while he was studying at J. Sargent Reynolds. And so tutoring was super important to me because I was able to do it while I was here on campus. And I wanted to do more as well. So not only do I help the volunteers, but I'm also one myself. So it's easier for me to understand and support them in their role as a volunteer because I as well volunteer. And then I wanted to take it a step further and help and volunteer at Side by Side next door and help kids that are in the LGBTQIA community and also understand that side of it and step outside of my comfort zone as well and understand a little bit deeper as well. So it's been a beautiful role.
And that's awesome. And I've seen you, I think I took photos of you while you were volunteering. This has been years ago, well before the pandemic, but I've seen you in action as a volunteer with the Courage to Succeed program. And for those who are joining us who aren't familiar with Courage to Succeed, it helps young adults. It's a coaching program for young people with autism spectrum disorder and other neurological differences. It's a coaching program where they can go to school at JSARG and also learn life skills. So I know those young people are so appreciative for you, and I know that the program is appreciative for you. Sara, so glad to see you again, and I want to move on to our next question if we can. I want to talk a little bit more about how important it is, the work that's being done at CFHC, the impact that it has on young people, and the work that's being done by yourself and by your team.
I missed that question because I saw somebody say, I love you, Sara, and I love you too. Sorry. So I totally missed it. I'm not very tech savvy. So
No, this is great. We're being, this is great interaction.
No, I get sidetracked. What was the question, Nate? I wanted to interview you, Nate.
You're welcome to interview me. We'll move on to some questions you can ask me in a few
Nate
minutes.
is also a volunteer. Nate did amazing things with photography, so we should just put it back on you because you're an amazing mentor as well.
I think like you though, when you spoke to your drive, when you started working here, you immediately felt an impact, and it was the same for me. I enjoy the work that I do, but like you, I wanted to take it a step further, and I think that's speaks really to the greatness of this organization, of each program, and everybody is here to try and help connect with young people. And I wonder if you can talk then more about that. Your team and the work that you do at CFHC is very important, and that's putting it mildly. Can you just talk about your team and the work that they're doing 24/7?
Yeah, absolutely. Like everybody's role here is so important, no matter what we do. Like really from the beginning of the day to the end, like when I walk in the door, Genevieve as our agency receptionist, her warm greeting is impactful. Like it starts my day off with that smile. And if you think about it too, like when we have potential families come in the door and an admission, when they're starting in this new environment and they're scared and they're afraid, seeing that warm, friendly greeting is so impactful too. So that does like make a difference for families and children from start to finish. So her role as agency receptionist is just as important as our direct care staff. And then our direct care staff is so important. Like I love to see people like Crystal Haley, who's been a youth counselor for 21 years here, as well as Georgia Bates, Tara Powell, who you spoke with recently too. I love how when they start their shift, they come by and say hi. When they end their shift, Tavis, who's been around, for 23 years, these people are so important in their daily work. And we all have different positions, but we all couldn't do what we do unless we do our unique job, if that makes sense. Like we have different positions, but we all need each other to make it happen. From Genevieve's warm greeting to, like Crystal with her job being that caregiver in the cottage, to Jamie doing the paperwork that she does to get the go packs when they go to the hospital. And we all need each other to make it happen. So
it's that collaboration piece, right? It's that
absolutely. And that's why it's a core value, because we need to relentlessly pursue solutions to make it happen. So.
And it's the shared goal, again, like we talked about a few minutes ago, of really trying to connect and build healthy relationships for young people so that they can successfully leave here and go on to achieve their goals in their next step. And you mentioned something also I wanted to expand on. You talked about longevity of some of the staff. I mean, there's people who have been with the organization as a whole, but really even in CFHC for years and years. You mentioned it, 20 or so years. However, we have people who come to us, and speak about the reasons they came here because they're inspired by people they meet before even working here. And I say that because I recently interviewed Stephanie, one of our cottage managers, and she talked so beautifully about her experience from the outside looking in when she was communicating with you and learning about the program. And now she has come to be here and serve in CFHC, and she's been a great addition to your team. And I just think that speaks volumes to the entire experience, where people are seeing the work that you're doing and maybe want to come be a part of that work and impact the life of young people who receive our services. So I think that's a great tie-in, to know that we have people who have been here for years, and then people who are fairly new to the organization but see and recognize what we have here and the ways we're trying to reach young people.
Absolutely. It's a family.
It is a family.
Nice blended family.
But I do want to take the opportunity to learn, let our viewers learn a little bit more about